Let's talk about those pesky weeds in your rock and mulch beds and what you can do about them. Or should you do anything about them? Hi, I'm John with Erbert Lawns, and today I want to talk to you about a service that many customers ask for that you could do yourself. And I just want to talk to you about the details of the service and why it's important to maintain the weeds in your rock beds. A lot of times when we have a home, we're always worried about our lawn and how it looks. We want to make sure the lawn is green and weed-free, but we forget about the rock beds or the mulch beds. These are areas that generally outline your yard, and so they have bushes and trees and shrubs and maybe flowers in them, but they also have weeds. And it's a service and it's an area that people often forget about until it's too late. So rock beds need to be maintained, just like your lawn. The weeds will take over your garden, the famous phrase once said, and that's true. The weeds will take over your rock beds. So you need to spray or get a service that sprays them throughout the year. So you can go ahead and spray them with several different types of products. One type of product to use to take care of those weeds is what we call a non-selective herbicide, which means it kills everything that it comes in contact with. That's why we call it non-selective. An example of this product would be Roundup. Now, I'm not suggesting you use Roundup. There's been a lawsuit with Roundup. You can look at the details of that. I don't have the details. There's questions of whether that's good or bad. We use it. I'll tell you that. Whether you should use it, that's up to you. I don't know whether you should use it or not. But the interesting thing about Roundup is that once it comes in contact with soil, it deactivates. So it's just treating or attacking the plant itself. So it's a cool product in that way. There's other products that you can use that have the main ingredient as Roundup, which is glyphosate. And not to get too technical on you, but there's people that are against Roundup and they're still using a different product that has glyphosate in it. So it's virtually almost the same product. So you'll have to do your research on that. You can also spray with a selective herbicide, which means that it will kill just weeds. This is the kind of products we use on the lawn. We don't want it to kill the lawn, but we want it to kill the weeds. And so you can spray the weeds in your rock beds with a selective herbicide, something like Speed Zone, Surge. At Home Depot, that would be something like Weed Be Gone. And this will just kill the weeds. But remember, it will not kill the weeds and the grass in the rock beds. So if you have grass that's creeping into your rock beds, it's not going to kill that grass. You need a non-selective herbicide for something like that. So we get this call all the time. It's usually an afterthought from one of our customers. They usually have a lawn care program with us, and they find out that their rocks are just getting overgrown with weeds, and they're like, hey, do you have something you can do to take care of the weeds in the rocks? And that's our service called, generically enough, Weed Kill in the Rock Beds. That's very unique, isn't it? But it's very descriptive. That's what we do, is we kill the weeds in the rock beds. And so this should be done generally once a month throughout the growing season, because the weeds are constantly coming up. And so it's better to kill them when they're really small, because if you get them when they're somewhere between 1 to 5 to 6 inches, the product we use is spraying them will kill them, and then they'll just kind of get real crispy, flake up, and just flake away. When it becomes a problem, if they haven't been sprayed for 2 or 3 months, the weeds grow so tall. And then you spray them, they're not going to flake away and blow away because they're so large. You just have this dead weed in your rock bed, which I don't know if that's better or worse than a green weed, but that weed needs to be pulled and removed. So it's best to stay on this. Another question that customers commonly ask is, can you put down a pre-emergent or something like that in the rock beds? And you can. There's a product you can put down in the spring to spray in your rock beds, which helps keep weeds from coming up. But it does work, but so. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have any weeds if you do that. It helps reduce them, but it's not going to guarantee that you're not going to have any weeds. If you want to maintain your rock beds and you want to maintain your mulch beds, it's best to do it yourself or have a service and just spray them once a month. And if you stay on top of it, it won't be a problem at all. What's really amazing right now is that in the United States, water is very important. Water is becoming such a problem and such a big resource to save and conserve, rightfully so, that they're now building homes without lawns. Can you believe it? Without lawns. I don't like that, but I don't get a choice. I didn't get to vote on that. And so in these types of situations, the grass in the rock beds and maintaining the grass and weeds that grow in the rock beds is super important. So come with me and I'm going to give you a tour of a new neighborhood that's being built and show you what these new communities look like and kind of show you what we can do to serve them and what some of the lawns look like where people don't serve them and how horrible it can be. But I'll let you be the judge on whether it's a beautiful landscape or not versus grass. But let's go take a look at some of those and you be the judge on how this looks. And I'll talk about how we can maintain these as we walk through this new neighborhood. Let's go. So this is what a typical neighborhood looks like that has xeriscaping, no grass in the front yard. Quite honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Back even 5-10 years ago, I think a lot of the xeriscaping they did in the Denver market here was just ugly because I don't think we knew how to do it yet, but they're getting better and better at making it look good, using different textures, different types of rock, mixing in mulch and rock together, different plants and trees. You can see here that it really looks really nice, and it can be done tastefully for sure, which if you'd asked me that 7 years ago, I'd say I don't think so, but really have done a good job. Their selection of plants, selection of rocks, and mixing things in here. So it can be done nicely. I think we're gonna see more and more of this in certain neighborhoods, especially here in Colorado, here in Sterling Ranch, which is the Littleton area, very big. And then also in Castle Rock, this is starting to happen where they're doing a lot of new builds. And again, it looks like these situations, people have the choice to put real turf grass in the backyard. This is fake turf here. So it looks like a lot of people are actually opting for fake grass, but you can see they still have rocks mixed in. And again, every house I go by, I'd say 95% have weeds in the yard. So don't forget about your weeds. Know that they need to be taken care of, and it's best to take care of them when they're real tiny like this. Thanks for watching today. This was a different type of video than normal. At the end of the video, I usually say enjoy the mow, but today I'm gonna say enjoy spraying the weeds. If you like this type of content, please let me know. Leave a comment below, give me a thumbs up. If you have some suggestions or things you want to hear about from a lawn guy like me, just put them down in the comments. I'll be happy to read all those comments and make some videos in those areas where I can. Thanks for watching. Take care of those weeds. Get them out of your yard. Don't neglect them because they will take over. Until next time, we'll see ya.